Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back again, and today I'm talking about my top 10 fragrances to buy in the upcoming year 2021, so stay tuned for that. And if you like fragrance reviews, top 10 lists, cologne comparisons, hit that like and subscribe button for more great content. So I did a video of this last year, 2019, and I'm happy to say I actually think I picked up every single fragrance on the list except for London by Whittian. And I do still like the fragrance, but I'm really leaning towards a preference to get New York. I do want to try it first, not a full blind buy. Do like the notes, and it does sound, I mean, London is really good, but it is kind of like Tuscan leather. So New York sounds a little more original, and like I said, I love the aesthetic for Whittian. But in any case, doing the list again this year. Now this year, I do have 10 fragrances on the list, but I actually want to try and make my collection a little bit more tight. And part of what I pick up is going to depend on if or what I'm actually able to let go of. I want to keep a nice tight collection of fragrances that I really love and really enjoy. And so I have basically 10 fragrances. 7 of them are definitely ones that are lined up that I would consider purchasing. 3 of them I'm definitely going to buy, the top 3, over the course of the year. But again, like I said, if I'm able to let a good amount of fragrances go that I just don't wear enough, I might pick up something else that I really, really love, and I think I'm going to get more use out of. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the list. Now, the bottom of the list, it's not in a hugely particular order, but the top 3, like I said, are. Now, the bottom of the list, in the number 10 spot, is Enclave by Amouage. I did talk about this fragrance. It's really nice and minty. It's a little bit green and blue in the opening, a little bit boozy. And it does dry down to this really beautiful amber kind of boozy vibe that's actually very enjoyable. And it's also a fragrance that I think is very, very versatile. So it's nice to have fragrances like that in the collection because I can just wear it anytime I want without really thinking about it. And I actually don't own an Amouage fragrance, so that's another reason why I've definitely put a strong consideration. I think it is actually my favorite Amouage. I know I said it's kind of designerish, and I still kind of feel that way, that it is very mass appealing and sort of mainstream, especially for some Amouage fragrances, but that doesn't make it bad. Actually, this makes it very versatile and very wearable. So I do like that one. Now the next on the list is Malt by Acro. This is a really, really great Scotch whiskey fragrance. It does dry down with nice woody facets, and it performs exceptionally well. Now, the main reason why I decided to put this on the might buy list is because I do have a lot of boozy fragrances, and there is another fragrance on the must buy list, which knocked this one off. But this was a strong consideration for must buy. Now, I know some people don't like this one. I actually really enjoyed it. Thought it was very beautifully well done. If you like something with a smell, more of a Scotch whiskey, with that nice woodiness, is a great choice. So I would recommend sampling it, of course. And I think they do have a lot of good things from Acro. I want to try more from the brand. Next, Rehab. This one did actually really, really wow me when I first tried this one out. It did for me have that wow factor. I love the depth of the spices. I really enjoyed the sweet nuances, and I know it smells a lot like Spice Bomb. That's kind of the reason why I'm not definitely gonna buy it. I do own Spice Bomb Extreme. This is definitely better than Spice Bomb Extreme, but they're very similar, and they do fill a very similar role in the collection. So whether I would have both of them, I don't know, possibly. Now next on the list is Straight to Heaven by Kilian. This is a great fragrance. I know a lot of people do complain about performance. For me, first time I wore it, dreadful performance. I had a decant. I let it sit in my collection for months, and I tried it again, and for whatever reason, I got amazing performance. Well, not amazing, but very satisfactory performance. Given the fragrance itself, it lasted over 8 hours, so through the whole workday. Yes, I do wear boozy fragrances to work. I know that might not be the best idea, but I don't mind. And I think nobody really accuses me of being drunk at work when it does happen. But You know, it has that great boozy opening. And what I like about it is it has a really nice woody dry down. Now, I have Straight to Heaven Extreme. This is another reason why this is not on the must buy. And they're very similar. But Straight to Heaven Extreme is very boozy and very vanilla heavy. The vanilla in Straight to Heaven is nowhere near as strong. Booziness nowhere near as strong. And there is very little of that woody vibe in Straight to Heaven Extreme that I really, really enjoy in the dry down of Straight to Heaven. So for me, I do feel like they're different enough that I could own both. And I do love Kilian as a brand. So for me, I might possibly pick it up. We'll see sort of, you know, what happens in the future, but I might pick that one up as well. Next one, Toy Boy. You know what? This can be gotten for such a good price. I think I saw 50 mil for like $30, $35, which is very reasonable. And it is one of these fragrances I think is really nice because it is a little more unique. It definitely reminds me a little bit here and there of other fragrances, but it's a beautifully done sort of spicy rose that, you know, when it first opens up to me, it's very fresh, spicy. Has a bit of a sort of almost rouge kind of bubblegum or Big Red Shoe kind of vibe. And that Big Red Shoe vibe does remind me a little bit of Criminal Love by Kilian, which is discontinued, just to point that out. And then it does dry down into a more realistic rose. But in any case, it's rose done in a very good way. I know a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. And for me, it's just an easy wear spring fragrance. So I did really enjoy that one, and the price point for what they're asking for what you get, I think it is absolutely worth it if you're going to wear it. So that one's on the list. Now the next one, the last of the possible buys, is Slow Dive, and this one is by Harem Green. I believe probably pronounced that wrong. I've tried also Hide by them, was not super impressed, but I would like to try more of the brand because I absolutely loved Slow Dive. Slow Dive to me is the best like beeswaxy honey fragrance. It is similar to Bee in the respect that it has that very waxy honey, but it goes in quite a different direction. It's more sweet, more gourmandy than Bee is, where I find Bee to be more of a sort of beeswaxy honey floral fragrance. And it is still really well done, but I am actually almost done with my Bee. And a good fragrance that could easily fill that slot would be Slow Dive, and like I said, I do like it a little bit more because it does go a little bit more in the gourmand direction than in the floral direction. Now, we are in the top three. These are fragrances that I really, really do want to get this year, that I'm sure I'm going to get. The first one, Allure Sport. This is just one of my favorite fragrances. I love that sort of zesty orange. It's very fresh. Very, very easy to wear. And of course, not the O Extreme. I just didn't really like the O Extreme for whatever reason. Didn't work, didn't agree with my skin chemistry. But I do really, really like the Allure Sport. So very well done. Performance maybe not the best. I think the biggest deterrent now is it's very hard to find Chanel on discount, and I hate paying retail. But I might bite that bullet and get a 50 ml of Allure Sport because I think it's a great spring summer fragrance, easy wear. I mean, you can wear it in other seasons, of course. Not going to be great in the winter or whatever in the cold, but if you're in a controlled environment, it would be just fine. And it's super easy to wear, super appealing fragrance, super enjoyable, and one that really I do love. So I really do have to get that one because, like I said, I'm trying to tighten my collection down to fragrances that I really love and I'm really going to make use of, and that is definitely one of them. Next one. There is a note I found out I really like or really enjoy in fragrances because it has this very nice, mysterious quality to it, and that's anise. I do have one fragrance with a lot of anise in it, but it's quite different, and that is Exalt Nuit. I do like that fragrance a lot. I know some people say it's similar to red tobacco. I get only a very vague similarity in the sense that there is a bit of a wet tobacco vibe at times, which also red tobacco has, but in my opinion, different fragrances. But nonetheless, the fragrance in question is Black Vines by Kerosene. I do love the brand of Kerosene. I think they have a lot of great fragrances to offer, and the price point is very good for what you get. 100 ml for, I think it's $140. This came up on one of the Facebook groups. You know what? The one thing I will complain about it, because I got to try and keep it objective, Not a big fan of those sprayers. The sprayers are not very good from the brand, even the ones that fully function. But I have heard of some people having some problems with the sprayers. So just to keep it all objective, this is my one complaint about the brand as well. If they were able to get better sprayers, it would be absolutely amazing. But that being said, I still very, very much enjoy the offerings that they have. And Black Vines, very, very dark licorice kind of vibe that it has. Very black licoricey vibe with some green facets. But you're going to be hit in the face with black licorice and anise. Does kind of have that ouzo kind of vibe without being boozy though. If you've ever had ouzo, but that is made with anise from as far as I am aware, or something like that, that has a very strong black licorice smell. So it is also one that has that sort of dark, mysterious quality that I do like in a fragrance. And that's one that I definitely want to pick up. And I am almost done a few of my kerosene fragrances, so I think what I'm going to do is replace one of them with Black Vines. The last one, the top of the list. This is the must-buy of the year for me, and that is Single Malt by Kilian. You know, I've been saying I was going to get this one for a long time. I love this fragrance. It's a very, very boozy, woody fragrance, similar to Acro, but Acro Malt. But this one I find actually does smell a lot more like rye whiskey. That is one reason why I love it. I think there's a little bit of plum in this one too, if I recall. Performance is pretty good, but like I said, very boozy opening, very boozy. And dries down nice and woody. Now, in my personal opinion, I do like Single Malt more than Apple Brandy for those people who like to make that comparison, but it definitely depends on the person, and a lot of people love Apple Brandy. Personally, I will be getting Single Malt instead because I love that one. Anyways, guys, that is it for the list. Leave a comment down below. What is the one fragrance or more that you're really, really looking forward to picking up this year? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.